When I was young, I used to wake up early every morning to watch Fox Kids. My favourite show in that morning lineup was Samurai Pizza Cats. It's one of the most weird and wonderful things to come out of Japan. A combination of talking animals, mecha battles, Edo period Japan, futuristic technology, ninja crows, and samurai cats who ran a pizzeria. It was originally adapted from Kyatto Ninden Teyandee, which was a darker and more serious show. But not that much. The anime was licensed by Saban to dub it into English, but unfortunately they didn't receive any English scripts, just a lot of crazy animation with absolutely no context. So they made the best of a bad situation and wrote all new scripts to match the footage. You could say it was the original abridged series. Writing new scripts to match the Japanese footage wasn't actually that different from how they adapted Super Sentai to become Power Rangers. Speaking of which, Guido and Speedy actually enjoyed a couple of cameos in the early seasons of that show. Though, while it's something of a cult classic nowadays, it never reached the same level of popularity in the West as other properties from Japan. Remember, this was back in 1991, long before Pokemon, Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball popularised anime for English-speaking territories. There was some merchandise, however. There were Gundam-like model kits, action figures that were even harder to get hold of than Amiibo is nowadays, and of course, the subject of this video, a video game. Ladies and gentlemen, what we have here is a rare example of an NES game, based on a licensed property, that was not made by a certain league of juvenile ne'er-do-wells. That's right, folks, you heard it here first. I present to you the 8th wonder of the world, a good licensed game! As you can see in here, it recreates the theme music well and shows great sprite work for the time. This game came out in 1991, the same year as Sonic the Hedgehog, and it's also one of the few video games at the time where the characters showed this much expression upon getting hit. The cutscenes are also well done, incorporating the show's humour well, recreating many of its iconic running gags, including the lovely and obliviously lethal Lucille. Fuck! It's that babe with the weapons grade hair curlers! The game begins with Francine introducing the rescue team and giving a brief explanation of what they all do. Developers of today take note. I'm talking to you, Marvelous AQL! Specifically! This is how you do a tutorial. Short, to the point, and it can be skipped. Yes, you heard that right. You can actually skip the cutscenes. So many games of today have you wading through so much text just to get to the first level, but this 8-bit game from 1991 had the genius idea of letting you skip the dialogue with a select button. That is how you do an action game! Speaking of action, let's move on to the actual gameplay. Now, as you can see, the game is a side-scroller in the style of Ninja Gaiden, but without the frustration factor that turns your bedroom into a graveyard of NES controllers. You move from left to right, slash at enemies, or press up an attack to do a special long-range attack. As you progress through the stage, you'll find power-ups that can upgrade your special attack. When you get your special attack to stage 3, you can then use your Pizza Cat's iconic finishing move from the show. You can choose which of the 3 main Pizza Cats to play as at the start of each stage. They each have different attacks like Polly's Boomerang Flute or Guido's Rebounding Umbrella, also called the Parasol of Doom. I found myself using this one quite regularly, because if you can jump over it before it comes back to you, it'll keep flying around the screen and hitting enemies. It's a bit like the crosses in Castlevania. So let the debate begin. Who'd win in a fight? Guido Anchovy or John Steed? However, regarding their normal attacks, I find Polly to be the least useful. It has the shortest range, and once she's on the ground it freezes her in place for a longer period than Speedy and Guido's attacks. Yes, I know, she's the most popular character, and you can defend her honour all you want in the comment section, but it doesn't change the fact that her attack is just too slow! Nor does it change the fact that she's still just a computer sprite, so no matter how much you white knight her in the comment section, she will never come to life and have sex with you! Burn! Anyway, one of the main gameplay features in this game is calling in the rescue team to navigate stage hazards. Sometimes it's essential to get through the stage, and other times it's just for the privilege of opening up new routes to get to the end. General Captain can punch through boulders, and this is before Knuckles the Echidna was even drawn or thought of. Meowsman can drill through dirt walls, Spritz T-Cat can swim better than the others. The T stands for the, by the way. Finally, we have the best one, Batcat. Why is he the best? Because he can fly. Again, before Tales of the Fox came along. Daunting platforming segment atop a skyscraper? Nil desperandum? Bat Cat. Bunch of enemies in your way and you don't feel like fighting them? Bat Cat. Yep, just fly over them like in early Kirby games. Bat Cat is just completely broken. In a good way. Now, from everything I've just been talking about, you're probably thinking that the game sounds a bit like it's on the easy side. Well, you're not entirely wrong. I mean, the first couple of stages are very short, and there's no instant death traps like in Ninja Gaiden, Castlevania, or Mega Man. But later stages in the game, the route to the boss gets a lot less linear, there are fewer and fewer power-ups, and the bosses get quicker with patterns becoming increasingly difficult to dodge. The final two stages definitely lean on the more frustrating side. The enemy placement just throws waves of enemies into tight corridors, making it harder and harder to fight efficiently, especially the enemies that take several hits to kill. The penultimate stage is long and you have to fight two bosses in a row. First, a fierce-looking dragon, then literal KFC on legs. However, if you die to the KFC robot, you will have to start the stage again, but at least the dragon will still be dead. Then there's the final stage. It may be short compared to the previous one, but the only power-up on this stage is the special attack upgrade. There's no health power-ups and no energy weapon recharges. What you start the level with is all you're going to get. The final boss is Badbird, and he's everything you would expect from the Big Cheese's main enforcer. He's fast, durable, and armed with ninja multiplicity. Ever see a ninja clone himself in one of those badly dubbed kung fu movies? Probably not, since they were probably before your time, but you'd likely see Naruto do something similar. Anyway, Badbird has a variant of this, which may have been the inspiration from the Pokemon move, Double Team. What's worse is that there are no checkpoints on this level. I know it's only a short stage, but I feel like I've been cheated out of a fair fight. In any given Mega Man game, if you lose to the boss, you start in the hallway right before the boss fight so you can fight him with a full life bar. Or, in Castlevania, right before the fight against Dracula, you can still stock up on ammunition from the candles on the wall. But here, you have to run the gauntlet of enemies, avoid the traps, and beat Badbird all in one go. To be fair, yes, you do have unlimited continues, but I had to restart this level at least a dozen times. You have to #getgood, navigate the traps, and hope that by the time you stumble to the end, you'll have enough resources to get the job done. Which in the end, I was finally able to do. Bad news for Badbird! It's the magical Ginzu sword! I hate being blown up with a Ginzu sword, it's unhealthy! This game was fun for the most part in the beginning, but then came that huge spike in difficulty at the end. It's like trying to eat a 22-inch stuffed crust pizza all by yourself. At first you're enjoying it, and every slice melts in the mouth, but by the time you get to the last few slices, you're getting full and you're all, alright, this is starting to hurt now. So my final rating for this game is Michelangelo's self-proposed share of a 10-slice pizza, but is being threatened with serious unpleasantness if he hogs it all to himself and doesn't share it with the other turtles. Totally worth it, dude. It's a comfort food game. The opening stages are very short and very easy. There's plenty of replay value with alternate routes for each level and the cat's different special attacks. The graphics and sound are excellent, and it's more faithful to its source material than other licensed games of the era. I'd even go as far as to say it's in the same league as DuckTales or Turtles in Time. It was only released in Japan, however there is a very well-done English patch. Two well-done English patches in fact. One which is a direct translation of a Japanese script, and another which is more akin to the Western pop culture style of the English dub. They even went above and beyond by adapting the American theme tune into 8-bit. That is incredible! So hail to thee, O Pizza Cat, please ring your little bell. Although you may eat the whole pizza, your stomach will hurt like bloody hell!